fun. Um, how's it going, everybody? Good morning. I know I'm doing the show a little earlier than usual, but it's mainly because I don't know what I have planned in the future, and the show never tends to be watched at the time that I record it anyway. So I know that the show's supposed to be on at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock every day. But since it's a streaming show and we don't get a lot of people jumping into the conversations, which is what the whole fucking point of the show was, um, you can't force people to fucking. If that fucking door opens one more time, I'm sorry about that. I just can't seem to get one thing to go right. I'm hoping that this door eventually closes. I'm sorry if this happens. Every time I'm on camera, that's when everything goes wrong. So, if one fucking door closes, another one opens. God. It's like that preacher said about, before he got into the lambasting of fucking Herschel Walker. And you're just not ready for me today. So, this is for me. Toast, but... Cheers. I desperately needed that. Remember, kids, you cannot get addicted to weed. Weed is a non-habit forming substance. However, you can get really sick of shit really fucking fast. And that's my affliction. I get very angry very fucking fast, and honestly, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we had more, I don't know. I don't know if I just, like, maybe I just see things in a pessimistic way. I've always considered myself a realist, but it seems like the older I get, the more I'm constantly being considered as a pessimist. Now, I know you guys are seeing me running around here looking very confused, and it's because I'll be straight with you guys. I really hate the setup. I hate how close the camera is, and I really wish I can back it the fuck up. But everything that is in my reach is everything I need, and this is all going to go away tomorrow. We're going to have a new format of filming. One of our best fans, who we just lovingly call Red, she has donated a 360 camera, and so how you doing, Scott? Well, so again, my point is that there's not a lot of options I have when I'm sitting in front of this camera here. I don't have the I just don't have any of the fluidity that I need to be myself. It's very constricting when you're sitting in front of the camera and you can't. I was trying to move it back here because this is where my cigarettes are, and a whole, mess of things are going to be changed because originally the whole show was supposed to take place back there, but I never moved the camera because the laptop and the camera are all put up on this side, so that way I can share whatever I'm watching outside of this room, because if something comes on the news or anything's important, that door right there will be open most of the day. I catch my mom watching programs that I watch, so I tend to just leave the door open so she can hear and see, because I think if you're going to go and get a laptop, or if you're going to get a tablet, especially a laptop, if you're going to go out and spring out for these types of things, the very next thing you should spring out for is some sort of sound system. See, now I have the other door opening for no fucking reason. See, now it's slamming. See? My room is haunted. If you guys see any strange specters behind me, please just let me know. That's probably my friend Toby. See, it's like things like that. Things that I would love to show you guys. I don't have a lot of room to do that. And in order to do that, I would have to have this table full of crap that I would constantly need to bring up to the forefront of the camera here. So, our loving friend Red has donated a 360 view camera system that is basically going to allow me a lot more movement and allow me to basically enjoy and explore my surroundings. And I don't mean that in any kind of masturbation type of way, but I need to go self-exploring. So, anyway, the beginning of the episode came up kind of weird because I was still writing the episode, and then I decided not to, basically just to wing it, and always love to wing it on the show. Thank you, Sanjay. Remember, if you subscribe to us, we love putting up your names. Just go ahead and give us a like over there. I never point the right way, ever. Yeah, I love putting people's names up there. So as long as you subscribe and you pop up into the mini feed here of the Streamlab, then I can go ahead and put you up there. We seem to get new people every day, and again, I'm so sorry I butcher your names, but I mean, come on, guys. It's not like it's John Smith here. I can't expect everyone to have a name as simple as mine. So, let's go back to what we wanted to do on the syllabus. Remember, just go ahead. Now, Scott, you're asking why, where's your name? You're not in my mini feed here, which is the subscribers, I believe, to the show on Streamline or on Facebook and Twitter. Sorry, YouTube. So I think if you're subscribed on YouTube, that's where you get it, because these are all YouTube signatures, and I only get a small little feed of it. I would be able to show you guys, but I seem to be very bad at trying to do anything with this system, and I'm really giving up all hope on it. So like I said, I just want to go back into what we originally planned on talking about. And what I was going to say, well, I guess I am saying, that 2022 has been a very odd year. And the reason for why I consider it such an oddity is that there has been a lot of change within 1 year. And from December of last year to this point in today, we have gained 4,000 people on SoundCloud, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're one guy doing everything on your own, it's a fucking feat. And that's another good thing about this show, is that, again, it's a very free speech network. I do not believe in any of that other bullshit. By tomorrow's episode, we'll have a new hotline number, all that stuff. So, since we're talking about the change going on with the show, I'm just talking about in the year alone. Like I said, we've gained 4,000 people on SoundCloud, a couple thousand on YouTube. The videos stopped going in the hundreds and started getting into thousands. And honestly, I only pay to promote. I don't pay for a specific amount of listeners or anything like that. I simply promote, or I simply have my promoters send off the footage that you're watching or the music itself to other stations. Um, Outside of SoundCloud, there's a lot of SoundCloud radio stations, and so that's how most people tend to find me. And Useless Agent is actually pretty cool to put on Twitter because when you actually put in the hashtag and you put in hashtag Useless Agent, or you can always put in hashtag right there, yeah, right there. And so if you do that, it'll right away pop up with my name, and it tells me. Sometimes it'll say, fewer than this many posts. Now, before it used to say absolutely nothing, and that was always a downer. But there's a lot of changes being made and a lot of adaptation. The adaptation. That's a subject that we're always talking about is art adapting to change. And so this year alone we lost you know there's a point in your life where you need to stop and look around and like Ferris Bueller said, if you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you just might miss it. So it's good to stop and see what we've lost and what we've gained in the past year. Now, we've lost, I think, more than we gained, but you know what? I'm trying to think of things we actually did gain besides we got legs on the metaverse now. Yippee. Let's talk about legs. And I see that on the metaverse only like 10% of the people even have legs, or even the places that you go in the metaverse won't show your damn legs. So it's not even. I just think this was so premature, and it just, when you release something prematurely, it usually tends to end badly because there's no other way around it. You got to make sure, people already know what it is, where it is, how to find it. And, you lose the, I don't know, you kind of lose out on the surprise factor. That's gone. You're never getting that back. We all knew you guys released it way too early. And if you look at the numbers, I have more. I have higher numbers in the shit career that I have. And I think it's going to be, if they continue this, if they ever finish it, the metaverse is really going to be just a big, giant Play Store. That's how I see it. A giant Google Play Store. That's all this really is. You're going to be constantly making microtransactions. You're going to be constantly paying for different things that really make no sense. And I just don't see how productive this is going to be for society in any way, shape, or form. I really don't see it. There's this false narrative about being there's this like false narrative of confidence that they have into the metaverse. There really is not much confidence in the metaverse, and I noticed that by watching videos. Being on YouTube means you gotta watch a lot of YouTube, so I am definitely always on and always trying to watch other people's content, not to ever steal it, but just simply to see what else is out there. And there's some really great content that's real new on the subject of what we've gained as a part of our change in this year. We've gained a lot of new channels on YouTube that breed graphic novels. So if you don't have time to read it, or you're just lazy, or I've talked to guys like Scott here, where sometimes it just gives you a headache to read. And for me, I can't read on a train or a bus. Whenever cheat, and as I'm cheating or stealing answers, I still have to write all that down on a piece of paper. And, doing that would give me these horrible headaches and would just make me sick after a certain point. I just couldn't handle it. Um, what else? We lost Kevin Conroy, and I am never going to be able to watch Batman the same ever again. I don't know how we're gonna move along with this, or there are other actors, of course, and I'm sure there's a few people chomping at the bit to get in line for that position. And I mean, who doesn't want to be the next I am Batman? You know, we all want that role. Um, I just started narrating myself, and soon I'm hoping for this channel to actually switch into just a podcast. We're working on that. So this is only going to be on for a little while longer, and then I'm going to be changing it. I'm constantly always looking for more adventures and more projects to, just to put some love into, because it's not about getting my name on everything, more as getting my ideas everywhere. So if I have, one idea, I put it down on paper, I put it up on however it needed to be done. I want to make music, I make a record. If I want to, work on this, I work on it. From front manning in heavy metal bands and being a big part of the metal scene and loving every minute of it. In Chicago, you know, there's so much to offer, and I'm nowhere near done. So it's not like I'm at my final rope here. Um, but let's stay on topic here. Of course, I'm talking to myself. We lost, uh, the best one of the best voices in comic history, in narration, and in cartoon history. Um, that Chris Kevin sorry Kevin Conroy was Batman. I mean, that was Batman. And so it's just been a really odd year. So, regardless of your political affiliations and social divisions, um, we have all lost something. Um, for us in that world, we lost a hero, and um, so to Kevin Conroy, uh, you know, I guess he's finally Batman really finally got his wings. So now, of course, doing this show, there's been a lot of detractors and people that just don't like me or the show because of what it is. It's simply what STS stands for is shoot the shit. It's not meant to be a a sketch comedy thing or anything like that. We can add that on, but of course that's all done in post, and I like to just have live conversation. And occasionally I get back. I wouldn't even say, occasionally I get some really good feedback from you guys, especially in the YouTube world. And YouTube and Facebook. I've constantly tried to get this show on TikTok, but it's so aggravating. I don't even know where to begin with that. So, the next subject is celebrities that we've lost. I mean, we've lost not necessarily the celebrities themselves, but we have definitely lost their definitely they lost their careers. Between James Corden, um, let his career rest in peace. One that's a guy that I was never on the bandwagon for. I hated carpool karaoke. I tend to not like what the majority of people like, but James Corden was definitely a huge jerk in real life, and honestly, to James Corden, it really couldn't have happened to another person. That, I mean, that guy totally deserved it. I mean, he treated people like trash. He showed up to a Writers Guild meeting to fight for an idea to pay his writers less money. Now, not only is that incredibly rude, but I mean, where do you get the gall? You know, where do you get the balls to walk in to a room full of people, you know, men and women that spend all their time writing for your show? And remember, these guys write thousands of jokes and maybe get 100 in after 1,000, you know? These guys write all year round. They work all year round. And you have James Corden come up and say, hey, I want to pay you less. So it's been a while coming for this guy, but it's not like he didn't see it. There's no way he is that oblivious to not only his behavior, but the way it is actually perceived. And in the public eye, it is definitely something to worry about when you can't seem to get your ego in check even before you're a big star. See, James Corden has started on he had started in, of course, The Office, but he was also in some show, the sitcom that was really famous in Britain, and people out there called him an asshole and were saying he was a complete asshole. And that was Britain. Now, granted, that's a huge country and it's a huge place, but for Americans, you know, that can be here or there. You can have a bad reputation in England, but come here and have a good reputation here. It's like it reminds me of a big hit in Germany. His music was fucking awful, but damn it, that guy is a legend out in Germany. They love Hasselhoff. Now, David Hasselhoff actually went to high school in Los Angeles, I believe. And my father went to the same exact high school. So I have the lovely honor in saying that when David Hasselhoff had come out and talked about his being bullied as a youngster, my father was one of those guys pantsing him, probably. So that's for you, Hasselhoff. It's in my blood to hate you. Yeah, I would love to have a drink with David Hasselhoff. That would be fucking hilarious. Because I don't know. I think I'd eventually have to hit him at some point. You know, at some point, just turn around and just punch him square in the face and just tell him, hey, that was from my dad. And, you know, from his perspective, the bullying was well deserved again. Just like James Corden, he also was a very highfalutin woman, you know? He definitely liked he was definitely the guy that farts in the car and just gets high off of it. If you remember in South Park, when everyone started driving hybrids and they couldn't take all the smug, that's what that guy is. And apparently he'd always been like that. Even just doing drama, and I think he was on the tennis team. And my father was a tennis player, so my dad's an overall athlete, or was an overall athlete. So I guess he would try to be, tough. Not tough, but I guess he was big shit in his little circle, and yeah, my father was one of his many bullies, and I guess he had many of them. So that's a testament to your personality. If that many people don't like you because you're a fucking prick, you're a fucking prick. But it seems like he grew out of that because, I have not heard a bad thing about the guy when it comes to meeting him in person. So, all right. So we just mentioned James Corden's career. Rest in peace. Who else's career is gone now? Will Smith is hoping for a comeback, so I might be saying this a little too soon. I might be. I think it's too soon for a comeback. I mean, we just hated him this year, so I mean, we just the scar's too fresh in my opinion. But we'll see how this next movie does. He does have the backing of it being a cultural film. I believe it's supposed to be some sort of film that's, I think it's about Africa or made in Africa. And movies that are based in places that, in motherlands that we really love, Africa being one of them. It's just like being on I don't know, it's an easy way to get on somebody's good side. That's all that's all I'm saying. When you do something for a country like Africa, who I still don't understand how Africa is the way it is when there's so many different ways we could help. Not just in like Tanzania or anything, but I mean like there's a lot more we could be doing, and the fact that these billionaires have not figured out a way to profit from philanthropic ideas is surprising to me. You think they'd figure out a way, because like Stephanie McMahon was caught in a tweet a few years ago, and it was over the Susan G. Komen topic, and she had sent out a tweet saying philanthropy is the new style of business, and she said something to the effect of philanthropy is the future of business. So what she's saying is that she's making money off of doing philanthropic things. Now, Susan G. Komen is very well known for being corrupt, and a fraction of the money they promise actually goes to any real cancer researches. And just it's not a secret that Susan G. Komen Susan G. Komen just doesn't have the best reputation, especially with real people, business people. Hey man, they try to trademark the color pink. I mean, they were literally trying to sue other cancer research foundations and charities for using the pink ribbon. And the Susan G. Komen Foundation tried to put a restriction to only allow them to do the pink ribbons. So fuck ribbons. Alright? Fuck the pink ribbon. if you're trying to trademark it and you want it that bad, then there's something to that, you know. If somebody fights for one specific bag, let's say you got 3 brown paper bags, if someone is adamant about not throwing one of the bags away, aren't you going to suspect that there's something special about that bag? What, something in it? I mean, I know it's a cheap example, but it definitely is an example. So if Stephanie McMahon can make a comment like philanthropy is the future of business, that gives me the false impression. I don't know if it's a false impression. That gives me the impression that you can make money off of being good. Not necessarily being good, but doing the right thing. And it doesn't take a corporate lawyer suing the fucking pants off of regular, bottom class citizens. There just seems something really suspicious about them. Now we got Will Smith and James Corden are both put down. So who else is left? Oh God, Kanye, oh Kanye. Let's take a moment for that. That's a lot to take in. Alright, so Kanye West goes on the recently, this is recent, goes on, what was it, Tim Pool's podcast. Now, after all the all the anti-Semitic news about him and whether he is or isn't, could have been something that, I don't know, he could have left more ambiguity into it, but instead he just went full force and, as he put it, going DEFCON 4 on the Jews. That is crazy, man. That is really some crazy shit. Now, this is a guy that lost, what was it, $2.6 billion? Wow. So, he recently does an interview, and he's with Tim Pool, and he's doing the interview with him, and they start getting involved into the interview. And right away, Kanye is saying he wants to take on the whole anti-Semite claims. He wants to take that piece of media and news, and he wants to divulge right into that. So, what when he gets the chance, he doesn't use ambiguity. He doubles down completely, and it becomes a they kind of thing. That was the word. That was the word in suspect. Like, the word was they. So he said, but we can't say who they are, which he means the Jews. Anyone of Jewish descent. So he is now in trouble for not paying his back taxes. And he claims that because he didn't do his back taxes and he didn't, it wasn't up to date with it, that of course that means it's the Jews' fault, because the Jews own the IRS now, I guess. And his best way of really proving this was probably the funniest part, and by saying that Jared Kushner was with Trump and Rahm Emanuel was with Obama, and then he tried to do the dramatic da-da. There's a few things you can take apart with that argument, and Kanye, man, dude, keep your fucking mouth shut. I mean, all right, now to dissect everything, you got um um yeah, I mean, sure, you can make that argument, but even if he was doing that, isn't that what our job, what all of our jobs are in entertainment? Isn't that our job, is to give people what they want? If there's a controversial figure and they want to see him, I mean, it's the entertainer's job to get people connected with what we're talking about. So when he got upset about giving Kanye a platform, I disagree with him on that. I think everyone should be allowed a platform to a certain degree. Um, Now, it's just a matter of, do you want that material on your show? That's the question. Because you have Kanye going on an anti Semitic rant. Um, in the same room is one guy who backs up pedophilia. And this guy has defended pedophilia and defending at least defends a guy who defends pedophilia, and that's disgusting. Uh, so the Humanist Report right away was upset with them because you have two people in that room that are already, he himself, the host of the Humanist Report, is already upset because you're seeing Tim Pool, who you don't like, and you're seeing Kanye, who you don't like because of the anti-Semitic things. You know, he said he used to be a fan, but now he will never support him, and that's his decision. He has every right to make that. And the other guy is a defender of, I forgot his name, Mr. God, I forgot the last name, Yiannopoulos or something. And Yiannopoulos is, he basically tried to say that a pedophile has to be someone that wants to have sex with a child, but to him, a 13-year-old is not a child. 13 is a child. So, the guy's a fucking pedophile, period. And when you even defend the fucking word and you're trying to be more specific on the word, you are really just digging your own grave there. So, you know, honestly, I say fuck him. Let him dig his own grave. Hopefully this asshole will lose everything he has too. But as for the Kanye situation, I don't understand why he was storming off the way he did when Tim Pool simply asked him, well, who are they? And I think he had said something along the lines of, well, I just don't see they as the way you do. And Kanye, who had started this whole fucking thing, ends up storming out. Okay? And that is crazy, because he did bring up the subject. He was the one that was trying to analyze further into it and never got the response he wanted, and I guess that was his that's what made him make that determination on whether or not he was going to sit there or walk out, and he chose to walk out. So sorry, we're being frozen right now. So if that's the case, that's the case. So that's insane. Maybe I'll talk about more of it tomorrow. So that's my time. I want to say first off, thanks Red so much for the 360. I just got to figure out how to work it, and then we will start using it on the show. By next month, hopefully, we might be changing the entire platform to just being a podcast. Not sure yet. Because the original idea was to have different... Seriously? Did someone just spam one of my... Someone spammed into the stream chat. What the hell? No one cares about your sexy photos here. You picked the wrong fucking show. Whoever's six... What is this? 69 XXX fun. Jagoff, you're spamming a stream. What a moron. Alright, so thanks again, guys, except for 69 Fun over here, who can go fuck himself. We love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Sorry about whatever that is. And again, this is just more the reason why I really want to be switching over to podcasts anyway. So, like, share, subscribe to Useless Agent. We have plenty more material coming up. And there's always new shit coming out. And there's always more topics. And even just more mediums to provide in time. So just let the agency grow. It's only our first couple of years, so it's actually really only our first year. We have finally solidified who we are. So, we do prepare to. We're gonna be moving forward with this. All right, so we love you. Always send us a message at uselessagent@gmail.com if you know anyone suffering from any kind of mental issues and you don't know how to talk to anybody. You can simply email us. We love hearing from you guys, and we always write back. So thank you so much for joining us, and as always, I will see you guys on the other side. Take it easy.
When this boy meets world, whatever